Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, August 29th, 2016. What's going on? How are you? I'm back. I'm back on the time. No more jet lag and all that. I apologize for the... I sounded like I was coked up on my last fucking podcast. I was listening to it. I was cracking up. I was like, I literally sound like I'm wired out of my fucking mind. But if I didn't do that, I was going to fall asleep. So sorry, got a little loud, I got a little fast, I got a little hyper. But I think last night I finally beat it. I was starting to fall asleep again at 7. I kept falling asleep at 7, then I'd wake up at 2:30 in the morning. And that's not a good time to wake up, you know, as a person. By yourself, waking up at 2:30 in the morning. You have nothing to do but your mind to just sit there fucking with you, you know? What are you doing, Bill? You're getting older. Are you doing everything you're supposed to be doing? And you're walking around, shut the fuck up, you know? You know, isn't it amazing how loud your feet are when everybody else in the house is sleeping? It's so, at 2:30 in the morning, you can literally, I'll be at my desk and I'll take a pen out of a glass cup and I swear to God, my wife will stir downstairs. What was that? What was that? Oh, I'm sorry, honey, I put a sock on. Well, can you keep it down? I'm sleeping. Everything is so fucking loud at that hour. And, yeah. So I've just been, last night I started to fall asleep again at around 7:38. So I just drove down to the Improv. Didn't even do a spot because I felt like my head was in a cloud. And I just fucking, I just walked around talking to people. And, you know, it was great. I went down. I got a fucking salad. You know, one of those comedy club salads, except this was a good one. So I'm back right now because I got to drop like fucking 10 pounds before I do my next special, which is going to be recorded in Nashville at the Ryman Theater on October 21st. Very excited about that. And, you know, I got to drop like 10, 12 pounds so I don't look like a fucking Billy Fathead on this thing. So last week was the, all right, I'll start doing some cardio, blah, 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 blah. I'll still eat like a fucking jackass. And then, you know, but I'll make attempts to not totally eat like a fucking jackass. And now this week is when now it's like, all right, I'm going to the grocery store and I'm going back to my fucking, that fucking I need to lose weight diet. Just like a third of a cup of oatmeal and a fucking egg over easy. No fucking toast. None of that bullshit. Then what do I have? I have like a fucking apple between then and lunch. And then for lunch, I have like fucking turkey slices and some other bullshit. And then around 4 o'clock, I don't know what the fuck. I have a protein, like a turkey patty with a little bit of fucking salad. And then for dinner, a couple hours later, there's another fucking protein. And sometimes I'll just go like a fucking salad. It sucks. It's not fun. You know, my wife asked me to make a strawberry fucking shortcake, so I'm going to do that, you know? So I'll have that. I always got to have a little bit of crack on the back burner. But anyway, so I'm back into that. Just going to do fucking cardio, 45 minutes a fucking day over there. And hopefully this shit will start to come off because I was disgusted with myself when I got back from vacation. Holy shit. Dude, I was doing that shit, putting on my socks, making those noises. Bill, I fucked up and could use a hand. All right, let's see. How did you fuck up? Hey, you old biscuit bacon bitch. I fucked this one up and could use some of your broadcasted advice. I'm a 26-year-old guy living and working in the Great White North, Toronto to be exact, and I love your podcast and all that shit. Thank you. Anyways, a few months ago, I started seeing this really sweet girl. She's pretty, she's thoughtful, and she's as low maintenance as a 1991 Honda Civic. Okay. It sounds like the beginning of a horror movie. Everything's like fucking perfect, right? And he literally says, perfect, exclamation point. She deserves to be treated right. About a month ago, I was eating in a restaurant with a buddy when this smoking hot redhead comes up to me out of the blue and says, hey, you're cute. Take my number. Let's go out sometime. I should have said no. I have a girlfriend right then and there, but the excitement of having a babe throw herself at me was too much for me to pass up. Abso-fucking-lutely it was. That's like a fucking movie. We're not wired to pass that moment up. I'm not saying you go and do it, but Jesus. He said, I didn't have the damn strength to keep it in my pants. Later that night, after a few wobbly pops, I texted her looking to meet up. We did, and we did the deed. I felt like a piece of shit. Yes, we've all been there. As men, we've all been there. And a lot of ladies, too, which never gets any press because it's considered sexist to suggest that. Here's where it's getting interesting and slightly complicated. Not even 48 hours later, I'm hanging out with my girlfriend when she gets a call from one of her friends saying, I have some bad news to tell you. Oh, boy. I overheard the conversation coming from my girlfriend's phone, and knowing exactly what the bad news was, I snatched the phone from her and proceeded to spill my guts and told her the whole story. Well, there you go. At least you manned it up. Evidently, the friend that called was roommates with the redhead, and the redhead through social media had hunted me down and shown my picture to her roommates. Dude, you can't get away with anything anymore. Look at this. The friend goes on to tell the redhead that I have a girlfriend. Oh, dude, this is like you're going to end up with nothing here. My girlfriend obviously was super upset, but being the sweetheart she is, and after many I'm so sorry's from me, she agreed to let me try to make it up to her. How do cheaters do this shit? I didn't even last 48 hours. Cut to 2 weeks later, myself and 3 of my buddies since kindergarten are on a mountaineering expedition in Peru. Dude, what are you, fucking Jason Bourne? What's going on here? Hot chicks throwing themselves at you, now you're in fucking Peru? A trip we planned since February, and I get this panic-stricken email from my girlfriend saying she, parentheses, the redhead, had broken into my apartment and trashed the place. See attached photos. Dude, what the fuck? Women are fucking crazy. Let's just say this, okay? Like, how is she hurt? She came walking up to you, threw her fucking clam at you, you fucking took it. You're not in a relationship with her. My voice is literally cracking. You're not in a relationship. You're not in a fucking relationship with her. Dude, you just need to prosecute this fucking woman. This has to stop, this whole fucking thing that when women get upset, they can destroy property. Let a guy go out and fucking trash some woman's car after she fucks around on him. He'll end up in jail and have to pay for the fucking car. Everything was smashed. My TV, one of my guitars. She cut up my bed sheets and the duvet. She even went so far as to throw all my towels in the bathtub and ran the water. How do I know it was the redhead? The dumb bitch left a note next to the TV saying cheaters never win or some bullshit like that. Give me a fucking break. She even bragged about the whole ordeal to her affirmation roommate. Classic guy. He just writes, sheesh. My girlfriend called the cops, and upon my return from Peru, I set up a restraining order against the redhead. You should fucking you should sue her. Here's the problem. All this drama has led to my girlfriend reconsidering her willingness to give me a second chance. Dude, here's the real thing. Anytime some fucking smoking hot girl just comes up to you and throws it at you, you know it's a head case. Go with a fake name. I feel real bad about the whole situation and want to make it work between us, but there's this little voice in my head says, let her break up with you and start fresh. I'm pretty confused. I was going to say that. Just start over again, dude. You're 26. What are you going to, you got a dick. This is going to happen. All right, so he goes, I fucked up initially, but forgiveness then got fucked with, and the forgiveness was retracted. Anyways, I hope your sage advice is half as good as those fucking pies you make. Thanks a lot, and go fuck yourself. Yeah, dude, you know what you got to do? You got to walk, and you got to have this crazy redheaded bitch pay for your shit. All right? Jesus Christ. She takes no responsibility in that, just walking around throwing her fucking pussy at everybody. I mean, what the fuck you think's going to happen? It's, as a guy, you could walk around throwing your dick at fucking people for years and not get anything. This is why there's the double standard. If a guy does it, he's a stud because he has to convince people. Just the way we're it's the way we're set up. Okay, women are no better than guys. It's what it is the way they're set up, anatomically is they're letting someone enter their body. That is a major decision. Sticking your dick in something, it's, it's fun. It's like, it's like putting cereal back in the cabinet. I mean, you don't even fucking think about it. There's probably ignorance in there. I would just say, like, you know what? You're right. I fucked up. That's a really big pet peeve of mine, that fucking women get to do shit like that. That you just get to walk around, destroy your shit. Just fucked up your TV and all that, dude. And your whole thing is just like, sheesh. Like, we're just conditioned to be like, all right, that's what they do. They ruin your stuff. Dude, you were 100% in the wrong. You shouldn't have done it. You definitely did a piece of shit thing, but that doesn't give somebody the right to break into your fucking apartment. That's breaking and entering and destroying property. She should be in jail. This is what you do. I would break up with her, and I would try to take legal action against the redhead. And at some point, you want to send her a note, but don't do it. Just say, breaking and entering, fucking felons never win either, whatever the fuck that is. Yeah, dude, whatever, it happened. And, you know what I would do? You're 26, stay single for a while. Stay single for a while, go to the gym, get back in shape, figure out what the fuck you want to do. Do you want to fuck a bunch of women, or do you want to meet the one? But I think at this point, dude, you got enough fucking drama. I can't believe she gets to do that. Like, first of all, she got laid, the redhead. She got fucking laid, She had a great fucking time, and she gets to bust up somebody's place like a fucking rock star and then walk out of there and feel like she's a fucking hero. This is why I don't give a shit that they make less an hour than I do. Because when you add up all the fucking perks, I mean, it's a pretty good goddamn deal being a woman. You get all your emotions out all the fucking time. You get to break up people's shit, and you get to live longer than men. I don't know what the fucking problem is. You're going to complain about an extra 79 cents? Right. Ex-wife wants me to adopt ex's son. Hey there, Bill Burlington Cunt Factory. I usually laugh at some of the poor schmucks who write into you asking the advice. Today, I'm that schmuck. I won't go into every little detail about this and hopes you can give me some advice. A few years ago, I married my soon-to-be ex-wife. Dude, I was so fucking thinking about that woman ruining your apartment and how they can just get away with that. Let me. I wasn't even paying attention. Read this again. Today I'm the schmuck. Okay, I won't go into every detail. All right. A few years ago, I married my soon-to-be ex-wife. Along with the marriage came her 2-year-old son. His biological father is a deadbeat who didn't hold down a job and avoids child support. He has never had any contact with the son. Wow. All right. So I did the most manly thing that one can do besides going to community college. I put on my big boy pants and I took her son in as my own. He calls me dad and whatnot. We bonded. I really care for the kid. The first few years of marriage of my wife were great, which ended up leading us to having our very own daughter. And then my wife turned into a whore. Oh, God, what happened? So we're going through the divorce, and I still pick both kids up, even though I'm legally responsible for one. I carry her and her son on my insurance to this day, maybe against my better judgment. But I'd like to give her some time to get her shit together until I drop her off. Drop her off of it? Drop her out of it, I think you meant to say. Completely. Well, the finalization of the divorce papers is in August. The soon-to-be ex-mother-in-law keeps insisting that I legally adopt her grandson. No, don't do that. Now, here's the thing. I send a very gracious amount in support payments bi-weekly. We choose to not go through the court system because my ex sees that I'm a good father and still take responsibility of her son. Keep it like that. I flat out said, no, I'm not legally adopting him. Yeah, your fucking mother-in-law does not want you to legally adopt him because she thinks you're a good father. Okay, she's looking at you like an ATM machine, like a lot of women do with men, which, once again, you can't fucking say that. Despite the 10 million fucking examples of it, it's considered sexist. All right, one wrong move, and now the court system has me by the balls for support for 2 legal children. What? What happened? Said flat out. Yeah, he said flat out no because one wrong move and now the court system has me legally by the balls for the support of 2 children. Yeah, there's no fucking reason for you to do that. They don't hold anything over you. They have no negotiating, nothing. The mother-in-law is insisting, unless they try to keep your daughter from you. The mother-in-law is insisting that if I don't legally adopt him, I'm a scumbag who doesn't deserve to see him, and Eva's gone so far in so many words to say I won't be seeing him. She's even getting my ex on board with this. Like I said, I really care for the kid. He's a good kid who never had a father figure until I came into his life 6 years ago. What's my play here? Thanks and go fuck yourself. What you're seeing with these 2 fucking lunatics, generation fucking psychos here, is the tip of the fucking iceberg with these people. Okay? They don't give a shit about you. They're looking at you like an ATM machine, and they're already fucking with you. They don't have that kid's best interest in mind. They think they do. They don't. They're using him as a fucking negotiating tool. All right? I'm surprised they haven't said, well, we'll fucking go for full custody with your daughter and try to fuck with that. That'll probably be their next fucking move. And here's the thing with them. Okay? With them, it's the more you're in their lives, the worse it's going to get. Do not legally bind yourself to them whatsoever. And this is what I would do. Do not get emotional at all. Do not get into a fuck you fight with the mother-in-law. Do not get into a fuck you fight with your soon-to-be ex-wife. You have leverage in that your ex-wife, as much as she's, going to divorce you here, still cares about you. You guys still had a child together. And you just have to just talk to her logically and just say, I'm not comfortable doing that, but I'm going to continue to make payments and support and all that and help you out with your son and obviously our daughter. All right? And this pressure that your mother-in-law is putting on this is only going to make both of our lives miserable. So what you do is you divide and conquer there. Just say, I have no problem with you, and the way that we get along, I don't think your mother-in-law understands, and that's why she's applying this pressure. But that pressure it's going to be bad for us, and it's going to be bad for our kids. Let's just continue going on like this. I love your son, and, I'm going to continue to support him. That's as far as it goes, all right? And I'm totally comfortable with supporting him. I'm giving you my word, but I'm not doing the legal thing. I'm not doing it. And that's it. That's it. And if they want to keep coming at you, I'm telling you right now, do you think that when you legally adopt that kid, do you honestly fucking think that that's going to be the end of the demands? What the fuck is the mother-in-law involved in this shit for anyways? Right there, that's a nightmare. That's a fucking nightmare situation. And so many married women have that ridiculously close relationship with their mom. You know what I mean? And it to the point that it hurts the fucking relationship. And God forbid, is it as if a guy you keep bringing your mom into the fucking relationship with your wife? That's a fucking rap. It's a fucking rap. But once again, guys put up with that shit. We put up with that shit. We put up with them coming in, busting up our shit. Dude, you hold all of the fucking cards here. That's it. They don't have a dime. They're not even in the fucking game. You hold all the fucking cards. Do not do this. You don't have to do this. Just stay calm and keep reassuring your soon-to-be ex-wife that, you're doing what's best for the kids and what's best for you and what's best for both of you guys. And just keep saying this pressure that your mother-in-law is putting on us is unnecessary. It's just... We're good, okay? I'm still, if I was going to be vindictive, it would have happened by now. I'm still picking both of them up, all right? There's no way I'm going to let anything happen to your son, and there's no way I'm letting anything happen to our daughter. That's it. That's it. So tell your fucking mother to shut the fuck up. I can't do that part. Don't do that part. All right. Hairy girlfriend. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Hairy girlfriend. Dear Red Herring. I'm a 25-year-old guy of moderately good looks and mid-level intelligence. This is both. That means you're actually a smart guy. People who walk around thinking they're smart are fucking dopes. This has both helped and hurt my game. I've had girlfriend. Nobody who's like mildly intelligent thinks that. That takes like a level of intelligence to understand that there's a lot of people way smarter than you. You know, people who just get like that fucking medium brain, like they walk around, they think they're the shit. You know what I mean? They walk around, they make bold fucking statements, and people listen to them, right? Like Donald Trump. That he's got a mid-level brain. He's too stupid to realize what a fucking dope he is, and then people just listen to him. You become the Pied Piper of fucking morons, and next thing you know, you're there. Oh, God. What a fucking decision. That fucking idiot or that goddamn lunatic. Anyways, here we go. This has helped mid-level intelligence. I've had girlfriends in the past, but most were just objects of lust instead of true connections. I met a new girl through a dating app. Not proud of that. Why? I wish that thing existed back in the day. It's like the fucking draft. All of a sudden, you're fucking Bill Belichick, your dick there. And things are great. She's beautiful, smart, and actually gets my sense of humor. That's why dating apps are great. You can cut through a lot of bullshit, as far as I've heard. Or meet a serial killer. After a while of casual dating, we started to become more serious. She is of Brazilian descent and has some body hair. Nothing crazy, just arms and lower back type shit. Here's my question. Is there a subtle way I can tell her to lose the fur, or should I just stop being a cunt and be happy? Thanks and go fuck yourself. All right, how do you do this? Best case scenario is you're a little furry, too. And then what you do is say, hey, I'm going to go fucking get some of the fucking, I don't know, hair taken off my back. You want to do a 2-for-1? That's not going to work. Don't say that. Oh, Jesus Christ. She has some on her lower back. And where else? Oh, on her arms. So she just her arms. You know what? I'm going to act like on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I'm going to fucking not even phone a friend. I'm going to fucking Google this. How to tell your girlfriend she is too hairy. How to get out of a hairy situation. 5 ways to get a girl to shave downtown. Oh, God. Guys are the worst. I actually thought, you know what? That was on the brobible.com. Hey, bro. How do you tell a girl she has a bit of facial hair? My girlfriend has a lot of hair on her ass. How do I approach this? Okay, here we go. This is on Reddit. You know what? Reddit's not going to have the fucking answer. I'm going to go with this one. The student room. How do I tell my girlfriend she's too hairy? Oh, this is another fucking chat room. I'm dating a girl. Okay, we know what the deal is. How dare you dislike something that comes naturally? Oh, God, these fucking broads. I swear to God. Hashtag yes, all women. Stop imposing your fucking patriarchal standards on this poor girl. If you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. It's her body. Give me a fuck. And what women do the second you get in a fucking relationship with them, they're constantly trying to change you. If you don't like it, don't be with her. Don't make her feel insecure. Jesus, all the hairy chicks are chiming in. How would you like it if she told you to shave your sweaty, hairy balls? I would say, absolutely, sweetheart. Why would I want to have hairy, sweaty balls in your face if it's turning you off? The game plan here is to get you in the mood. By all means, what do you want me to do? You could maybe remove your own man-lady garden. That would create natural opportunity to discuss your lady friend's luxuriant growth. That was kind of my suggestion. Just tell her. Seriously, why do you let people create stupid threats? Jesus. Yeah, this is a hard one. Yeah, it's a really fucking difficult one because you're talking about something. It's this weird thing that they can't help, but they can also fix very easily. Although, yeah, it kind of hurts too, right? According to the 40-year-old virgin. Why don't you learn how to do it? Does she sleep on her stomach, right? And then just when she's asleep, you just put it on her, and then you just go, and then you, as she sits up to scream, you just fake asleep. And she goes, what the fuck was that? I don't know. I think you had a bad dream. And she's like, my back's killing me. Oh, well, you were sleeping on your front. Maybe you were putting pressure on your spine. And they go, I don't know. And then when she wakes up the next fucking morning, you know, she goes back to sleep. She wakes up the next morning. Maybe she doesn't notice. But then you got to do it every time. Yeah, I guess you just got to tell her. Like, come on, ladies. There's got to be... It's got to be something that we do, right? You know what it is about women? They can sit down. They can sit down and just tell you. And as a guy, you just have to take it. You just have to fucking take it. It's just constantly. I think is that why we died before them? It's just a one-way fucking street. Dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's a tough one. Listen, I love you. I'm crazy about you. I think you're really attractive. There's one thing. You don't have bad breath. You're gorgeous and all that. It's just if there's any way you could just take down a little bit of the lower back fur. I mean, you know what's funny? She's Brazilian, you know? They came up with the Brazilian wax. It's like, can you do the Brazilian wax to your fucking back? Why don't you get her a tramp stamp, right? So they'll have to shave it anyways. And then you'll be like, you got to keep it shaved there so people can always see a tattoo. Get her an anchor tattoo on both her forearms, or a couple of dragons like Bon Scott. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I'll tell you, that's a rough one, you know? I'll try to remember that one for Thursday when Nia's on. And anybody have a hairy girlfriend out there and you had to say something? Or even better, women, there had to be something. Your guy, maybe he had a giant fucking something on the side of his fucking, I don't know what, his head or some shit, you know? He was warty, moly or some shit. You had to say something. Had halitosis. I don't know. I think if a woman had a smelly vagina, I think it'd be easier to tell her that than that she had a hairy back. How do you do it? How do you just listen? You know, I think you're beautiful. You know, I think you're gorgeous. And you know, you turn me on and everything. But I just, you know what's so funny? It's just how guys, you know, just our shit is not validated. You know, like if a woman was turned off by something, God for fucking bid. I mean, if you still climbed on top of her with your hairy back, I mean, I think you'd be charged with some sort of like, you know, I don't know, pubic rape or back pube rape or some shit. Cops would show up and put you in some sort of chokehold and drag you out of the fucking house, and God knows if you ever see anybody again. Yeah, you know what? You stumped me. I got to think about that one. All right. Well, that's the podcast, the Monday Morning Podcast. Go fuck yourselves. Enjoy your next couple of days. I'll check in on you on Thursday, and maybe I'll have Nia help me answer that question. All right? That's it. Go fuck yourselves. I got to talk to you about, like, during this time of the year in London, a bunch of Arabs come in to vacation who have, like, tons, like, basically, as far as I could tell, limitless amounts of money. And they're coming in from the Middle East because it's just so fucking hot. So they holiday, as they say out here, in London, and they fly in on a cargo plane all of their supercars. The only reason why I found this out is because I've never seen it. I was like, is there a car show here or something like that? And then I just started asking around. I mean, just one fucking Lamborghini, one Ferrari, crazy Mercedes. Fuck it. You know what? Fuck the advertising. I got to tell you about this shit. Like, I've never seen anything like it. It was like Ferrari Californias, the Spiders,
and then all these crazy colors. Like there's one fucking dude over there. Look, first, let me just read about how they get their shit there, if I can find it. Oh, you stupid cunt, Bill. Did you really just mess that up? Hang on, I gotta hit pause. I don't want to fuck this up. Oh, no, I have it here. Okay, here it is. So, all these people at the hotel were saying, no, these people come in, they fly their cars in and all that. And I was just like, Jesus, they fly their fucking car, like ship them in or whatever by boat. Like, how much would that cost? So it says, it's a website here. Revealed how Arab playboys fly their supercars into London on chartered cargo jets for the trifling sum of £20,000 per vehicle. 20 quid, whatever the fuck they say. Cars have flown distances of around 3,000 miles in planes such as Qatar Airways, Airbus, A330s, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, among vehicles spotted recently in Knightsbridge area, which is the really ritzy area, or posh, as they say. And the owners are usually here only for a couple of weeks. Dude, this is like a level of fucking wealth that, I haven't seen it. I'm not saying that, it doesn't go on in my country, but it was fucking jaw-dropping. So basically, I'll send the link for this thing. I mean, these guys do not fuck around. These are just some of the sickest rides ever. And then what I love is there's this one guy. Yeah, here's a Lamborghini. There's a yellow one. There's a gray one. I don't even know. This other one's like a McLaren, or is that a Ferrari? And then this is the thing, because they can all afford them, they're trying to trick them out so theirs looks unique. This guy has some sort of spider webs going on, which is horrific to anybody who ever considered buying that car. Like, why would you ruin that? Why would you do that to that fucking work of art? They look, dude, they're hooking these fucking things up the way, those kids who drive the drifters and shit? You know what I mean? Or people drove hot rods. We always have that. Who's that guy? The guy who used to do all the fucking artwork on those things. You know what I mean? And those are like cars, that kids could afford it to like fix them up. These are like some of the richest people on the planet. They do that to Ferraris, Lamborghinis. So there's this one fucking guy. He's like becoming famous because he flew like 6 of his fucking cars over, and they're all like done in like this mirror gold. It's like I gotta be honest with you, it's like the gaudiest thing I've ever seen in my life, but it's fucking hilarious on another level. Hang on. All right, so I found the guy here. This guy's not even trying to be famous or anything. I don't know what he's doing. So Saudi billionaire Turki bin Abdullah is the man behind the fleet of incredible golden supercars currently touring wealthy parts of London. Dude, this kid, he looks like he's like fucking 23. All right, these are the pictures, all right? He's got this looks like a Lamborghini. They're all the exact same color gold. And you know what's funny is they got pictures of them flying in their private jet, and they're doing that stupid peace sign YOLO thing, right? Except they're dressed in like the traditional, the Saudi Arabian headgear that they wear, like it's all fucking white, and then on top looks like that traditional Betty Crocker tablecloth. They got that with the LeBron James headband on, right? Loving life in this private jet. They didn't rent it; they probably own it, right? Then he's got another one. This looks like a fucking one of those, either a Range Rover or Mercedes-Benz truck, and this is the greatest thing: custom interior, all gold, and in the driver's seat there's a cheetah. Every car is like 350 fucking grand. Yeah, you ever seen that truck, this 6-wheel Mercedes? It's got 6 wheels. Oh, I gotta be careful, there's kids next door. It's got fucking 6 wheels on it. There's no fucking reason to have this truck ever. I mean, the thing is, it's incredible. Fucking thing is incredible. He's got one of those in gold. Oh, and that's where he keeps his cheetah, evidently. I'm just scrolling down. He's got a Range Rover. They are gaudy. I don't know. Then he does them in black. They're kind of fucking cool looking. So anyway, there's a bunch of people that fucking can't stand it. Of course, you have one of those cars, everybody's going to hate you. If you got fucking 6 of them, and you're getting them, you know, and they look like the grill. Remember those fucking grills they used to make, those guys in Houston? When that rapper Paul Wall, I think even he had a line of those things, right? Remember how fucking like just in your face gaudy that was? But that was just teeth, you know, so you had to make them laugh first, which is a really difficult thing to do with a rapper, you know what I mean? The second they smile, their album sales, they drop tremendously. So it's very rare that you got them to smile. So as gaudy as they were, it wasn't that bad, right? There's no way to look away from these fucking cars. So anyway, so I'm walking down the street, right, in London, and I'm just looking at all these cars. It was like a fucking car show, man. It was amazing. So this typical fucking, you know, showy jerk off in this Lamborghini, not a gold one, and he's in like stop and go traffic, and the entire time he's in stop and go traffic, he's just revving the engine. Whoa, 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 whoa. I can't do the high pitch. You know those supercars, how crazy they are, right? And I'm trudging along in this humid air and shit with all these Londoners, right? And this fucking lady, the guy's is sitting there going like, whoa, 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 doing all that stuff. She just goes, oh, stop it.
I look at this great city and I look at what's happening in this great city at the moment and how international we are. And yes, I want to defend it. I want to protect it. And I want it to go on becoming better. And I don't want it to be spoilt by what are really relatively few people who come in and think that they can take it over. Because actually they can't.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
There you are, there's another one. I'm inundated again with local residents complaining, not being able to sleep. I think people's tempers are getting somewhat jaded now. I mean, it really is quite difficult to be sleep deprived and just to carry on a normal life.
I got woken up at 1:30 on Saturday morning, and then again at 1:45 and 2 o'clock, and I had to go and work on Saturday morning. So I wasn't in a very good mood at 9 o'clock when I went to start my shift.
I think underlying that is a much deeper issue. There's been quite a large exodus of what I would call the more traditional residents of Knightsbridge. And I think now you'll find that there are an awful lot of tourists who just have an apartment here, live here for a couple of weeks a year. We very often find empty buildings, people not in residence. So I think actually there's a much bigger underlying change going on in the society around us.
For Justin Downs and his neighbour Diana Gaskill, it's time to take action.
It's as if they don't care.
No, I don't think they do.
I don't think they do. It's unbelievable what's going on. There is a kingdom of its own here. It's, it's the kingdom of Qatar in the middle of London.
I know.
Poor old London. Oh, be careful, for goodness sake, will you? Go around the other side, idiot.
She just goes, oh, stop it. I almost fell down on the sidewalk and laughed, and that's the first time I thought, like, that's what made me research it, going like I was, you know, after the 50th Ferrari went by and there wasn't a car show, I was starting to sense that there was something going on here. But I just thought that these were just super. I was like, wow, man, there's a lot of money in London. These guys are not fucking around. Who the fuck would live in London? You got the tube, you got all these taxis. I mean, like, it'd be like owning a Lamborghini and you live in Manhattan. You're like, why? That's just a disgusting level of wealth. So I was just like, man, these people are, they're crushing it over here in London. But I guess it's just this group of people that comes over. Dude, you got to look this kid up. This kid cannot be more than like I don't know, 23, 24. Dude, he's got a gold Rolls Royce. He's got a Bentley. I got to be honest with you, he knows his fucking cars. The 6 wheels Mercedes is fucking ridiculous. I know a lot of people, it's blood money, it's this, it's that. Yeah, you're right, but whatever. It's fun to look at. And something? Just being someone who likes to go on stage and I like to entertain people, but it's also really fun to annoy people. And the fact that these people are coming there and they're driving around in their fucking cars. Sorry, that just slid down the pillow, sorry. They're driving around in their fucking cars and they're annoying, making that lady go, oh, stop it. It was hilarious to me. So I'll send a link to that stuff. I deliberately booked myself in a hotel. I usually stay wherever the fuck, I don't care. But this hotel actually had a cigar bar in it. And I learned that from Cigar Aficionado. They got this thing called Places to Smoke. So if you're traveling, just look it up and they will tell you the place to go. And I went there with the person who was the tour manager. And it was just me and him. And we went in there. It was funny when we first came in. They were like, "Oh, we're sorry, we don't have any seats," because we walked in looking like a couple of fucking rubes, had my baseball hat on and shit, all sweaty from the show. We just looked like two fucking assholes. And in there were all these gorgeous Arab women and all those fucking that whole fucking scene was. I don't know if those chicks were from London trying to meet the guy in the golden car, but at this point I was so caught up in the fucking soap opera. It was like watching a reality show. Like, how that isn't a reality show is fucking beyond me. Somebody needs to make that a fucking reality show. It's literally like Fast and Loud without building the thing meets like the fucking Real Housewives meet, but they're guys. I don't know, Big Brother or something. I want to see them talking about what it's like to be that rich. I want to see the whole fucking process of how they got those fucking cars over there. Do they give a fuck that people, hate on them for having those cars? How do they deal with women coming at them? Because, you got a fucking fleet of gold cars. I don't give a shit who the fuck she is. Well, that's not true, but there's a sizable amount of women that'll just blow you just so they can look at themselves sucking a dick in the fucking shine of that car. If anybody in London ever fucking makes that show, please text me a link, because I'm going to watch every fucking episode. I want to see the whole thing. The riding over in the jets, the whole thing. The confiscating of the passports so you have the slave labor that builds Dubai. I want to see the whole thing. The pain, the sorrow, the whores, the whole fucking thing. Tremendous.
I have a bone to pick with my wife. I subscribe to Rolling Stone magazine. Okay? And this sounds like I'm just telling a story while actually making money off those cunts. I'm not. So, the magazine comes today, and it's that fucking guy who does the talk show who fucking drives around with Adele and he sings songs and shit. You know what I mean? It's very like musical theater, like a slumber party can break out at any second. Okay? So he's on the cover. Essentially looks like he's not wearing any clothes. He's laying stomach down, holding like a little sock teddy bear. You know what I mean? That today's male. How we went from Lee Marvin to that, I don't know what the fuck happened, right? So there's that dude, and I'm fucking cracking up going like, how hard is this guy working his female audience? Jesus Christ. It should have just been like a bubble over his head going, oh my God, you guys, right? He's fucking eating some pudding. So anyways, I'm just sitting there laughing and Nia's cracking up too. I don't give a shit if that's how he wants to live his life. God bless him. You know what I mean? But it's fucking hilarious. Maybe that was the purpose. Okay. But anyways, so somehow we talk about it and she said, well, last week, Jared Leto was shirtless on the cover. And I'm going, really? I don't remember seeing that fucking issue. She fucking swiped it. I'm really talking shit here. I'm going to have to bring her in for this. Because I was like, well, what'd you do with it? She goes, well, I just read the article. I was like, I bet you did. You fucking animal. So there you go. So my wife is, I think, mentally cheating on me with fucking Jared Leto. And you know what? Can you get mad, though? I mean, that would be really hypocritical of me because, if I see a girl with a fat ass and some titties coming down the street, I'm going to literally almost break my neck turning around to look at her right in front of Nia. And I always say, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to sit here and be like all these other guys and fucking, out of the corner of my eye, like literally like strain my fucking whatever, the ACL of your eye, whatever the fuck that's called, your little eye tendon, looking at, I've been telling for years. If you see a good-looking guy, just look at him. I know what I look like. I know where I am in the scale of 1 to 10. I'm in the middle of the pack, right? Lance is up front. I'm fucking in the back, with all those other fucking people, in the pendulum, whatever the fuck they call it. I don't understand those people. They really got to be sitting in the middle of the pack going, why are we doing this to ourselves again? Why are our legs like 15 sizes the size of our arms? People who ride on bicycles for a living, it's fucking unbelievable. Like their legs look like Wile E. Coyote when he took that Acme shit. He drank those pills. It's one of my favorite ones where he runs really fast and it's just the flames going down the fucking road. That was the shit, but like it did nothing for his upper body. That's what the guys in the Tour de France look like. Their arms look like little 7th grade arms. Like everybody in my grade's taller than me, Mom. That's what their arms look like. But their legs, they look like Earl Campbell. I don't know. What am I talking about here? Anyways, yeah, I was saying, so it's like, I don't mind that you went and fucking curled up with your little Jared Leto modal fucking magazine cover, but you don't got to sneak around. You can say like, hey, Bill, this guy is way better looking than you, so I'm going to go downstairs privately and look at this. I get it. It's healthy. Every once in a while, right? Anyways. This is really, really embarrassing. So I got on the scale. Like I worked out like 2 days in a row, did 45 minutes of cardio both days to just knock a few pounds off before I had the balls to do my weigh-in. Jesus Christ. It's the biggest number I've ever put up. All right. I guess I stepped on the scale and I go, man, I'm feeling like a $183, $184. I was 189.8. And I just walked the dog around the block. So I was over a $190. I've never seen the 9. I've never seen the 9 in the second position since I've been in like the fucking 7th grade or 6th grade and I weighed 90 pounds. Terrifying. And of course, I got a special coming up. So now I'm back to eating as perfectly as I know how to and just totally working out. And what's cool is the first week whenever you go to lose weight, for people out there, because I know everybody struggles with it, that first fucking week, if you go hard and you eat perfect, I mean, you can lose like 3 to 4 pounds easy if you're my build. If you're a big motherfucker, you could probably lose even more than that because it's like a percentage of your body weight. And it's basically because your body, I think, is so used to laying around eating a cheese plate, finishing off a bottle of wine like you're some fucking pirate that took over somebody's boat. That's the way I was living. I didn't even tell you guys this. When we were in the Amalfi Coast, in the room, they had a bottle of Johnny Walker Black, and I started just sipping on that thing like every day, like earlier and earlier. And then I got like this weird fucking OCD / played a lot of sports growing up, so you get that competitive thing. Like this fucking bottle thinks it's going to defeat me. And I just started doing a third, and a third, just knocking it out. I fucking finished 2 bottles when I was over there in 10 days, man. It was fucking bad. It was bad, but was it a good time? I had a nice glow going from, as they say back east. Dude, I got a good glow going, right? From like, it started at like around 11 in the morning. I'm on vacation. Fuck off, right? And I would just keep this glow going until like lunchtime. And then I wouldn't eat for like an hour. I wouldn't drink for an hour or so. So he'd start coming down. I'd just slam a couple of waters so I wouldn't get like that mild hangover. And then we'd go see some shit. And then I'd come back. I'd have another couple, 2, 3. Then we'd go out to dinner. Old fucking Billy Red Velvet face, red velvet cake there. I'd go out and I'd have some pasta, right? And you know what? They kept saying like that was a secondary dish. So I'm like, well, I got to go 2 and then 1. So I would do that. And then I would also order a main course, which, by the way, I learned on Below the Deck, the way we call it an entree is stupid because that's actually the French word for enter, meaning basically an appetizer. So the English guy on there is like, stop calling it an entree, you fucking Americans, right? So the main course, I was ordering like a fucking, I don't know, a fucking risotto. I'd order, ravioli or some fucking spaghetti bolognese, and then I would have some fish after that, and I was fucking drinking a giant bottle of wine, I was going like, rest his soul, James Gandolfini, right? I was living the fucking high life, and then I'd come home, and then I'd have another couple, 2 or 3, right? I was going Keith Richards with the shit. And I was kind of forgetting how many calories that was. But every morning I'd get up and I'd fucking get on the elliptical for a good half hour. I'd throw the weights around. And I'd swim in the Mediterranean. I was thinking like, and you know what the deal, and I was thinking that I was actually keeping it at bay. Like I was doing all right. But you know the deal. You can do an hour of cardio. And if you eat 2 Oreo cookies, 3 Oreo cookies, you basically, and you can eat 3 Oreo cookies, You can eat them like the Cookie Monster. You can eat them in like 8 seconds. Or you can be a gentleman and basically eat 3 Oreo cookies in 90 seconds. Just watching TV, not thinking, eat one, just sit there. I mean, if you eat 3 Oreo cookies while not paying attention to the sleeve of cookies that's next to you and it takes you 90 seconds to eat it, you are a gentleman. You are a lady. You were raised right, okay? But even then, in that 90 seconds, you can negate everything that you did for fucking an hour. It sucks. So I wasn't really thinking like that. So I came back and I was 189.8. So I've been fucking hitting it hard. Got on the scale today. I was 186.2. And I got to get down to about $170, $172 for my special. So that's what I'm doing. And now I'm just driving by liquor stores. And last night I took Nia out. We had a great night, great summer night out here. I took her out to get some gelato. And I was like literally staying in the car because it's like, I'm not going to go in there. I'm not going into the crack store as a crackhead and fucking say, I don't want any crack. That's not going to work, right? But she did the woman thing like, it's not going to be any fun if I go in there by myself. So I'm like, fuck, all right. I go in and I'll fucking drive around the course. So I drive around the block, fucking park the old Prius, right? And I fucking go in there and like, there's just the smell of sugar in the air was like, so palpable. I can't believe I wasn't like literally like feeling the grains of it, the granular texture of it going up my fucking nose. And I was just like, no, I'm good. She's like, you sure? You just want to bite? I was like, no. I'm a crackhead. You just want to take one hit off the pipe? It's like, no, I'm going to be back on it. So I just sat there white knuckling it. Fortunately, there was this young couple that had a little puppy Weimaraner, however you say it. So I got to play with that thing a little bit. But then I look over in the corner and they had fucking, they had like root beer, which is my favorite, other than that, than the orange Fanta, the Mexican one with the real fucking sugar, right? Which really makes me nervous about the wall that Trump wants to build. Does that mean that we don't get the real Coke, with the real sugar in it, as opposed to the fucking hybrid sugar that they've been putting in our shit since the late 70s? Or whenever the fuck they did it, I didn't research it. But I was able to get out of there. And then we just took the dog for a walk while she ate an ice cream. Good, clean fun. I came home, and by then I was already going like... So like tequila doesn't have a lot of calories, right? If you have like a tequila with like a little bit of lime, and my wife's going, no, and she was laughing. She goes, look at you caving already. And she goes, I thought it was vodka. I don't know which one, right? So I'm sitting there, and I'm staring at my fucking liquor cabinet, which I would put up against the 96 Bulls, the 86 Celtics, the 85 Lakers, the 1927 Yankees. I would put my bottles up against that. Huh? You want to go Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig? I got fucking, I got Pappy Van Winkle. I got fucking Johnny Walker Blue. I got this fucking top of the shelf tequila. I haven't looked. Like, I don't fuck around. Like, that's what I like is because I don't want to drink and drive or anything. And I also don't want to go out to fucking bars at this point. I'm too fucking old. So what helps is if you buy top of the line booze, you're just sitting at home like, why would I go out to pay 10 times more for fucking 10 times less, right? Why would I go out for a hamburger when I got steak at home, kid? So I'm looking at this. It's like the fucking Oscar red carpet of fucking bottles of booze. You know, I got some bullshit in there. I got some bullshit for like when I want to get fucked up. You know what I mean? When I want to get fucked up, it's basically, well, I'll take you through my fucking alcoholism here. When I want to get fucked up, when old Billy Redcakes wants to get fucked up, I like a little Maker's Mark. You don't give a shit. Like, Maker's Mark is like the Mississippi River. I mean, it's never going to run out. It just keeps coming down the pipe. You know what I mean? The other shit is for like special occasions, you know? So I'll drink that or Johnny Walker Black. What else? Or a Patron Silver. You know, I got a lime tree out in the front yard. It's one of the greatest things about living in L.A. is you can have a lime tree. You know what I mean? And honestly, you're just like, how much fucking guacamole can I make here? You know? I either got to get some sort of drinking habit or these things are all going to go to waste. And I'll tell you right now, you get a giant fucking square ice cube. How thirsty am I making the fucking Alkies right now? You get a giant square fucking ice cube. And you stick that in a highball glass. You pour a high-quality fucking tequila over the top of that, right? And you squeeze a freshly picked fucking lime off your tree. You go out on your porch on a hot summer day and you drink that fucking thing, I swear to God. It's over, man. It's over. I don't know what you feel like. You feel like it's the 1800s, you know? Which I don't want to make people who aren't white get all nervous because that was not a good time for them. But for a white guy, you know, it was pretty cool. You know, things had settled down with the people who used to be there who now weren't. You could come rolling in afterwards, get yourself a spread, right? Sit out there. Would you be drinking tequila, though? I don't fucking know. You know, there really is like 52 versions of U.S. history. It all depends on who tells it and how you remember it and how fondly or unfondly you remember it. Anyways, so I sat there staring at it. I was like, no, not tonight. Maybe tomorrow. If you want to have a drink, have it tomorrow. And I went to fucking bed. I had a little bit of water. And then that was it. And I'm glad I didn't give in to the fucking ice cream. I didn't give in to the booze. Jesus Christ. I had a fucking turkey slices with and it was the fucking, like they took it out of the oven kind of turkey. All right? Not the fucking filled with salt, cold cut turkey. It was right out of the oven turkey. So basically, I had a turkey that probably had its beak cut off and was pumped with some sort of cow hormones. So that's about as healthy as you can get nowadays. But anyways, I got to fucking turn the ship around here. So I got to go hard here over the next month. And being at home is not going to be a difficult thing, but it's going to be difficult when I'm on the road. I'm going to be fucking 183 pounds by next week. That's what I'm doing, right? No, 186. I'm supposed to be 186 by Tuesday. That's how it's working. Every Tuesday, I have a weigh-in. Every Tuesday, like the UFC, except I'm not tough and I'm not fighting, right? So 186, then 183, then 180, 177, 174, 171, and then I'll be right up against the special. If I just, sort of go easy that fucking week, I can be about 170, 171. That'll be fucking perfect. And I'll come out there looking like a champ, and then we'll see how the jokes hold up. And even if you don't like the jokes, just say, God damn it, he was really fit as a fiddle. He was fit as a fiddle. You got to give him that. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Thursday afternoon just before Friday Monday morning podcast, and I'm checking in on you. I'm just checking in on you. I got to save my voice today because I'm going to go do some F is for Family stuff. Remember that show? Came out in December. We're still working on season 2, so I bring it up every once in a while, so forget about us. I'm going to go, you write them, then you record them, and then you look at them with the sort of roughed out animatics, as they're called, and then you're like, well, that didn't work. I don't think that's going to be funny. And then you got to punch shit up, and, it's weird. Stuff on the page and shit that's on the table read. All of a sudden, when you draw it, you line it up with the characters. Sometimes things that you thought were going to work don't, and then other things that you didn't think much of do work. So we're doing all that shit. So anyways, old Freckles was recording yesterday and took my old truck out, the old 68 F100. 3 on the tree, having a great fucking time. It's got AC, and I still don't use it. I haven't used it in so long, I actually don't remember how to turn it on. Because when they put it in, they showed it to me, and, like, it doesn't line up to what it says. Like, literally, you move it over to, like, heat, and cold air comes out or some shit like that. It's kind of is part of the fun of owning the thing. And I gradually figured it out. But, as long as you're not sitting in traffic and you're driving along, you get the little triangle windows open, you blow air in, and it's cool. So, anyways, I went to leave the record, and LA's just a relentless place when it comes to traffic. It has like this sixth sense, like it knows what you're trying to do, and they do everything they can to prevent you from taking any time off of your trip. They put up concrete barriers. They have right turns only, not a through street. They're just like, fuck you. There's one way to go home. Everybody get on it. And they just funnel you down this thing, and they go, just sit in it and listen to your books on tape until you get to your house. That's basically how it works. So every once in a while, you try to make a move. I got to be honest with you. When I see other people making a move and they pull it off, I always think, hey, good for him. Good for her. Nice move. Nice move. So I'm sitting there going, I go out. I want to go left. I want to jump on the 10, right? You can't go left. You can only go right. So I go right, and I'm like, fuck me. And I'm watching all these cars passing me going the direction I want to go. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm going to be behind all these motherfuckers. Do the right thing, Bill. Go up to the light to make a left, to then make another left, and then another left, and then a right to fucking, whatever, do it properly. And I'm sitting there waiting to make this left. And all of a sudden, the oncoming traffic just trickles to a stop. And there's just like, there's a little entranceway into a strip mall. So I'm like, why don't I just bang a Yui right here? Look around. I don't see any car. Well, one cruiser had just gone by, but he was all the way up the way, So I think he's got his eyes front. So I say, fuck it. And I bang a little U-turn. And I'm riding along. I'm like, that was great. Running through the gears. Wind's coming in. Driving an old pickup truck, America, right? I'm having a great time. And all of a sudden, I look behind me, go, look at that fucking motorcycle, man. I'm a motorcycle guy. I like it. Let's check it out, see what's going on with that fucking motorcycle. And then I go, that's a cop. That's a cop. And I was like, well, he's not doing anything, so he didn't see me. And then I just started thinking how funny it is, or weird, or whatever you want to call it, that they ride on BMWs now instead of Harley Davidsons. You want to talk about not patriotic. You want to talk about people standing or sitting down during an anthem. Our own fucking police officers are on BMWs. It's a great bike, though, from what I heard. Anyways, so he's just behind me or whatever, and then, like, we're inching along traffic. He's behind me for, like, 5 minutes. Now we make a left to get on the 10, the highway, and then all of a sudden he turns on his lights. Whee! And I'm sitting there going, I wonder who he's after. He's sort of zigzagging. He's on a motorcycle, so it's hard to fucking tell who he's after. So I finally I point at myself like me, and he nods. So I'm like, fuck, is there something going on with my registration? Because at this point, the U-turn was like 6-7 minutes ago, so I don't remember it, right? So I fucking pull over, right? And the guy gets off his bike, and right out of the gate, his fucking head does not fit the helmet. His face is all mushed in. He looks like fucking Eli Manning. So I let out a chuckle before he gets up there, and I'm like, Bill, get your fucking game face on. If you're going to get out of this, you can't be fucking laughing at the guy, right? So he comes up with his face all fucking mushed in the thing, and he goes, he goes, you made an illegal U-turn back there, right? I'm thinking, how the fuck did this guy see it? Oh, by the way, the cruiser that went by me, he made a left, and just fucking pulled in a store and did a big U-turn in the store. The exact fucking thing that I did. So I'm sitting there going, this motherfucker, I know what happened. He didn't even, I built this whole conspiracy in my head. I'm like, this fucking mushed up face son of a bitch. He didn't even see what I did. The fucking asshole in the cruiser told him what I did, and then he pulled me over. And then I'm thinking, when I cooled off, I was like, no, he was probably hiding, right, in a place I couldn't see, because people probably do this all the time there. It's a little fucking trap. They make a ton of fucking money. and you're the dope who got caught today, and all he did was wait till you got to a place where he was going to pull you over. Meanwhile, he ran your plate and made sure you didn't have any felonies, so he knew what he was walking up to. That's probably what the fuck happened. So he fucking pulls up. License and registration, then I give him my fucking insurance, and I had the wrong insurance card in there. It's going downhill quick. So he ended up being cool. He came up and he was just like, look, I'm not going to write you for the insurance, but I just signed this. It's an admission of guilt. Even though I knew I was guilty, it was fucking annoying. So, I signed the thing. And he goes, we trying to get on the 10? I'm like, yeah. He goes, just go up here, make a right, make another right, go around. And I appreciated that he did. So he wasn't a bad guy. All right. But, that fucking annoying. That's when you start you start being that white guy. I'm a taxpayer, Get all indignant. It's like, fuckhead, you broke the law. You knew you broke the law. You knew you were breaking it when you were doing it. You were looking around for him. Aren't you really just mad? Aren't you really just mad that you didn't see the guy? Isn't that what it is? No, the younger me wouldn't have been able to get to that place. So, that's it. And then I just fucking drove home. So there's my little ticket story. Hey, what's going on? It's Bill Burr, and it's time for the Monday Morning Podcast for Monday, July 11th, 2016. What's going on? How are you? Recording this 6:01 p.m. on Sunday, July 10th. It's still fucking light as hell out, even though it's getting darker by the day. I'm in a great mood. I think my sciatica's fine. Sciatica, I think it finally went away. Like 95% of it went away. That masseuse that I was seeing, who was fucking amazing, went to her again. She beat the shit out of me. And showed me this stretch for my leg where I just lay on the floor and put my leg up against a door jamb. And it's been working fucking wonders for me. And I really feel like I'm going to see her again next week. I just keep doing that stretch, do all these other stretches. She was telling me all of this shit. I need to strengthen my obliques because it's putting stress on my lower back, the whole fucking thing. My back feels amazing. And what's so great is my back has been fucked up for 30 years. I did a podcast this week, not trying to drop any names, but Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Stone Cold. And that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. I did his podcast. We talked for like 2.5 hours. He's going to turn it into, I think, a part 1 and a part 2. And I was talking to him on that podcast how the first time I threw out my back, 3 times in my childhood I threw out my back. 2 of the times was doing wrestling moves. Right? One was the figure 4 leg lock, which I've told you before. That's the first time I threw out my lower back. Right? And then trying to imitate Gary Valentine. This kid was trying to show me how to do it. He did it, and everybody went nuts, and he wouldn't fucking let me out of it because all the 4th graders started flipping out like it was the WWF. Right? And then when I was like in 7th or 8th grade, or maybe the beginning of high school, I tried to pick my little brother up over my head like Tony Atlas, his finishing move. And I swear to God, like 3/4 of the way up my spine, it felt like it folded. And I just had to kind of drop my brother. I had to drop him down on the fucking ground. Fortunately, there was wall-to-wall carpeting because it was left over from the 70s there. But anyways, so my back has been fucked. And then I was playing just pickup football, and I fucked up my lower back. And for the last 30 years, if I ever fell asleep laying on my stomach, I woke up in unbelievable pain and had to literally just slide down the side of the bed, get on my back, and just start doing stretches for a half an hour to get it undone. And that has gone away, and the sciatic thing's gone away. And I guess I had no fucking idea. I thought, I stretch, you know what I mean? I get a massage once every couple of years. I thought I was all right. But I guess all the way down the right side, I probably shouldn't do this. If I ever lose my health insurance, they'll just have to splice together all my podcasts to get all my pre-existing conditions. That muscle that runs down your entire right side, that whole thing was spasming. And then like half of it on the left side, the muscles in my fucking left thigh and left calf. Dude, she fucking slammed her elbow into the back of my fucking leg. and was bringing it up. It literally felt like my leg was going to fucking explode. But it's been way better. And like today, I don't know, I just kind of felt something, everything kind of like freed up. And I'm just going to keep going to these people, and I'm going to try to get my back I had no idea how fucked up it was. I'm psyched. And all these people going, dude, you got to go just go to a doctor. You know, these chiropractors are this, these masseuses are that. Just go to a doctor, get a cortisone shot, and fucking get an operation. And I was like, fuck that. The last place you ever want to get an operation on is your fucking back, as far as I've seen. Like, you remember when they were operating on Bobby Orr's knees? And they just was scooping shit out. Next thing you know, he was like bone to bone at like 27 years old. I feel like, as far as they've come with knee surgery, like back surgery, they're still in those Bobby Orr years. And I just don't want to risk it. I would never do that. So I'm happy that I was able to do it in a non-evasive way. And it's literally affected my mood in like a positive way. So I'm so psyched about that. But as I mentioned before, Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast, he's got a podcast, and I could not believe, I don't want to ruin anything that we talked about, but I could not believe the similarities of wrestling to stand-up as far as listening to the crowd, not getting them all the way too high before you're going to get off, and building up your time. Like, that's a big thing when you're like a comedian starting out, like you're doing 10-minute sets, and then one night somebody tells you to do 15. An extra 5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but that's like you coming up with another 50% more of your act, Does the math work out all right in that? I mean, 5 minutes is a lot of fucking time, and he was the same thing. He would wrestle for like 8 fucking minutes, and then one day he moves up, and they go, all right, give us 20 minutes. He's thinking, what the fuck how am I going to do this for 20 minutes? But of course, we don't get the shit kicked out of us. But I will definitely retweet when that thing is going to be on. I had a great time with him, and he, in the best way possible, he is exactly like when you see him. He's just completely no bullshit and all that. And he wants to learn how to fly a helicopter, so we talked about that. We just went on and on and on and fucking on. It was just fucking awesome. Great guy, and definitely was beyond cool that I got to meet that guy. So I'll definitely tweet that when that shit is coming out. Tuesday night, I went back to the Troubadour, and I saw Wheeler Walker Jr., right? You say it's over. Pack up your stuff. Something, you've had enough. That guy, fuck you, bitch. You broke my heart. Fuck your friends for tearing us apart. Fuck your dog. Hope he never comes home. I saw that guy fucking live, man. It was what a fun fucking show. It was great, and the band's killer. The bass player actually plays in one of my favorite fucking bands, Truth and Salvage Company. He's on the road with them, had a killer band, and the dude comes out, Wheeler Walker Jr., he fucking murdered it. Absolutely fucking murdered it. I didn't know what to expect when I went down there. When somebody goes down there, they're doing funny songs, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen here. Is this going to be like a one-joke song, and then you're fucking like still standing there for another 45 minutes? It wasn't. It was great. And he was fucking hilarious in between songs. His banter with the crowd. What I'm saying is, if you get a chance to see Wheeler Walker Jr., if he's coming to a fucking club near you, theater near you, arena, fucking amphitheater, a carport, I don't know. I'm trying to think of every structure I can think of. Definitely go out and see him. He's absolutely worth the money, and the band sounds great. And he had another band open up in front of him. 2 ladies with guitars. They were great. Just a fucking killer show. And I ran into a bunch of comics when I was there. I ran into Doug Benson and all these other guys. Look at me dropping names here. Dropping fucking names. And I sat there in the back of the club, and I just drank water all night because I'm fucking fat. All right, I'm not going to lie to you. I had one whiskey. You got to have one. Even John Wayne would have one, before he ate half a fucking cow that he barely cooked. Isn't that what happened to him? That's what happened to all those guys back in the day. They just kept eating red meat because back then it was all about, whoa, why would I eat hamburger when I got steak at home, right? Isn't that what they said? Weren't they literally talking about food, considering what most of them died of? I know that was about their ladies. But anyways, back then, right, if you were like a guy's guy, you were eating steak if you were successful. It was considered the highest cut of fucking meat and all that. You didn't realize it was tearing apart your fucking guts. And back then, there's no way you let another man fucking look in your ass to make sure you weren't going to die of ass cancer, right? There's no fucking way you could do that and then get on a horse and call yourself a cowboy. That's not what it was about, all right? You kept eating steak. Then when your wife was done making the steak, you fucking wrapped it with the frying pan. I said, clean it up, right? Then you went over and you put butter on the steak, and then that was it. And I think it was better for the environment back then. You know what I mean? Women were being beaten, so they were drinking themselves to death, so they died earlier, and guys fucking ate themselves to death. And, people got out of the way. And there was only like fucking a couple billion people on the planet. Now look at everybody. Everybody's doing yoga. Nobody's beating their wives, right? Everybody's having a fucking salad. And now there's 7.5 billion people on the fucking planet. And I think it's high time that we go back to the way it was. Or whatever. We'll let Hillary becomes president. And at the end of her 4 to 8 year run, then it goes back to the fucking dark ages. We go back to a feudal system. The real one, where you're actually aware of what was happening, rather than now, where it's just bankers fucking silently sucking the life out of the fucking middle class. Oh, Jesus, Bill, you're going to get on a fucking... what fucking kills me? Bernie Sanders, arguably the scientist from Back to the Future, fucking endorses Hillary Clinton. Can you fucking... can any of them just fucking have a point of view and just stick with it? They're always like, this is what I'm about. You can vote for me because I'm about this, right? And then the second all of a sudden they start taking on water, or this, or the thing that's working. Speaking of water, do you know there's more shark attacks than ever? And they're doing fucking stories about what should we do about this. It's like, well, you could not swim in the ocean, you dumb cunt. There's plenty of lakes, you know what I mean? Shit, fill up your bathtub, make a day of it, Put a snorkel on and stare at your balls. I mean, do whatever you got to do, but don't go in the fucking water, right? Why do you think there's more shark attacks now? Well, 2 reasons. 1, there's more fucking people, and 2, we're eating all the fucking fish, so the menu's becoming more limited. Back in the day, a shark could be like, oh, look at that fucking surfboard, the fucking board gets between my teeth. It's not, that's tougher meat, He's doing Pilates. That's gross. And look at that, school of tuna. Toro, right? I'm going to go over there and fucking have some tuna. Well, those options aren't there anymore. And these people still go out there in their boogie boards, right? If you go out on a boogie board, you're like a slider. Like children. Children on boogie boards, that's like a slider now for a fucking shark. And then you get to the bigger people, I'll tell you right now, how fat I am, there's no fucking way I would go out there. They'd think I was a fucking sea lion, an albino sea lion that got shunned by the rest of the herd. Is there anything worse than watching a fucking animal on one of those animal shows getting shunned by the rest of the herd? Animals are like super fucking racist. I don't know what it is. The second somebody's a fucking albino, they show a little bit of weakness. I mean, they're really terrible people, and you never hear PETA bring that up. I mean, sure, they sit there and they talk about how bad human beings are. Hey, guilty as charged. You're looking at it. I've gone down to fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken. I've eaten their beakless chicken, all walking around roided up like McGuire and fucking Sosa, falling on their fucking faces because people like the white meat more, I've eaten that shit, guilty as fucking charged. But what they don't talk about is how those fucking chickens, if they were allowed to keep their beaks, and not have chests so big that they fell down, they would be bullying the fucking weakest hen. You don't deserve to have children, right? Just go over and they'd peck her to death, and they never, they go, that's just how they are. You know, it's survival of the fittest and all that shit. And then all of a sudden, human beings start doing it, right? Some fucking nerd gets thrown into a locker, and all of a sudden, it's this national fucking story.